Day 118, my old life. I write, as always, by candlelight. I don't want him to find it, to have to tell it all. Hi everybody, my name is Isaac Williams. I'm in high school and I have a happy family. I mean, I could say that, but no. My family's actually a hell of a place. My dad blows all his time in the factory and there's nothing to eat at home, just basic groceries. As my mom says, without bread, you cannot live, but meat is bad for your health. She constantly repeats this, but I somehow understand that we just don't have the money for it. Mom, by the way, stays at home and constantly cares about the little ones. We have 3 kids, and they're triplets. They're very tough babies. They'll eat anything they can get their hands on, and they'll eat anything that moves. Something I think they have their sights set on is our cat. And if they catch her, she's finished. I'm tired of living in this madhouse and want to get away from it. But alas, I can't. Yet. I can't wait till I graduate from high school and then I'll finally be free. Day 119. Judgment Day. That day was like any day, as gray and ordinary as any other. I came home from school and fought off the little ones. One was hanging on my leg, the other 2 had to take my sandwich, and attacked the wrong one. The cat was sitting on the cupboard looking at me with hungry eyes. It looked like the little ones had eaten her food again. It was boring. I was already thinking where to go and suddenly he fell down, right on our heads, or rather, he landed his helicopter on our lawn. He was a weird guy, very tall, in a bright blazer with sequins and long black hair. He reminded me of some kind of singer. He was talking very loudly and running around the little kitchen. Mom was terrified. He yelled, "Well, honey, I was right. You and your loser hubby have accomplished nothing. You've got a bunch of kids and a house that's a wreck." He opened the refrigerator with a jerk, looked around, and started opening the kitchen cabinets. "Are you still spouting your crap about meat being bad?" he asked loudly. "What else can you do if you have no money for it?" he answered himself. Mom was silent. She was obviously shocked. I didn't understand who it was. Well, the bet is lost. I take your eldest son," he said loudly. "Get ready," he told me. "But on one condition, you must leave everything here. Leave your clothes to your brothers. They won't be useful. You have 5 minutes to say goodbye. I'm waiting for you in the helicopter." I was dumbfounded. My mom was crying. I didn't understand anything. In the end, Mom said that it was her uncle, who was a millionaire, apparently. He had no children of his own. He had hopes for Mom, but she chose my dad and went with him. He was against her decision to marry my dad, but that's what she did. And Dad proudly suggested that he's so confident in the future that he's willing to bet on it. If Dad didn't make a fortune in 15 years, my uncle would take their eldest child, adopt him and raise him himself. Mom thought it wasn't serious, but he was just so threatening. She cried and begged for forgiveness and said that Dad would work it out, but he wouldn't listen to her. Millionaire? So I was gonna live like a king? I would have everything? Yeah, I was happy. I told my mother that if I had to, I would have to go. But my mom told me that my uncle was a terrible man and they would have to save me. Only I hoped that it actually wouldn't happen. Maybe I wouldn't want to go back home to all that hell. Day 120, the new house. It was the happiest day ever. I was flying in a helicopter. I saw from above some huge castle I was going to live in. It felt like Disneyland or something. My dreams were finally beginning to come true. Day 121, prison. I didn't have much paper. He won't let me spend a lot of it. Says the forests grow slowly and dumb people like me don't spare squirrels. Whatever that means. Today is the 121st day of my incarceration. For 4 months now, I've been living locked up. The Disneyland castle has become a trap now. Day 125, violin. I couldn't write my past couple days. My fingers are blistered. He wouldn't let me rest with his violin. I hate it. He says guitar is the instrument of poor people and carnival tramps. And violin is noble, apparently. Why not the piano? At least it doesn't give me blisters. Day 126, Betty. Cleaned the stables again today. The horses are beautiful. And I'll do anything to get along with Betty. She understands me like nobody else does. And when we ride, it feels like she's a part of me. She's now my friend. Day 130, candle. My candle burned out. I couldn't find a new one for days. If he finds out I stole it, he'll punish me. He's sure to send me back to the dungeon. It's cold and the food is bad. The castle is ancient, medieval. Damn, I'm so good at words, I'm disgusted. The old man's right. He's gonna make a aristocrat out of me, apparently. Day 131, fracture. Today I'll describe how it happened, that now I live like a prisoner. So when I first got into the castle, I was blown away. There was so much to see and do, as I would have said before, although it's even harsher that day. My uncle was ancient, and I figured I could easily handle the old man and live my life to the fullest. That day, I did what I wanted. I ran around the castle, ate everything, chased the servants back and forth, made them do everything I wanted. Eventually, I realized that it was cool, but boring. So I did a roller derby in the central hall. The coolest part was watching the butler on roller skates. He was chubby and clumsy and ended up breaking some kind of vase and crying for a long time. I mean, what's there to complain about? What's the big deal? It's just an old piece of glass. My uncle was furious, but I told him not to bother. It was all BS. The next day I got word that I wasn't going to school anymore, and the teachers were coming to see me. It was cool. For a whole week I was spinning teachers as hard as I could. The physicist made me a big fan and swept me around automatically. I felt like a king. English read me books and made me sleep better, and I really slept. Right on the first page I fell asleep. I made the math teacher bring me a console, and then I played it all night. My life got super high. A week later, people broke into my room. They blindfolded me and dragged me somewhere. I yelled that my uncle was a millionaire and they would rip their heads off because I was their heir. They gagged me and took me away. Day 132. The truth. I don't always get to write long. He's watching me. All his servants are spying. He knows everything. Those men brought me to a cold place that smelled damp and threw me on the floor. I untied my eyes. It was a real prison, like in a movie about knights. Straw on the floor, handcuffed chains on the walls, torches of fire in the hallway. I was sitting there alone. No one spoke to me. For how many days, I don't remember. Then he came. I could hardly see him, but I recognized his voice immediately. It was my uncle. He said that we were going to live by his rules. I cursed him, but he left. Another 7 days went by, and I agreed to everything. Day 140. Mom. Mom was right. He was a horrible man. I understand now why she ran away from him. I think of my family every day. My brothers. I mean, back then I was free. My opinion was respected. And meat wasn't the most important thing in life. My dad loved me unconditionally. But the fact is, he worked hard. Found time to play baseball with me. But now, play only golf. I hate him. Had friends in high school. Day 150, celebration. It's 10 days now. We're getting ready for an important reception. I'm sick of all these teachers, the drill. It's like in an army. I don't know what the important guests are, but it seems like the queen is coming. We had so much fun at our house. We all cooked and decorated the yard. No one made us do it, but we were all together. Day 155, school. I'm getting used to this life. I like it. Today we went to a private school. Everyone there is such a snob. It's the best school apparently in the country. There are so many opportunities there. When I graduate, I'm sure I'll go to any university in the world. I'll get the best education. And with my uncle's money, I can reach any heights. This is my golden ticket to a new life. Day 170, reception. The hall is gleaming. The table shimmers with gold and is beautiful in the candlelight. The servants are dressed perfectly. Uncle no longer wears that awful jacket. It seems it was only for that day to distract my attention from the point. I'm in a tuxedo and waiting for guests. I'm really wondering who it is. Maybe it's the Queen or Elon Musk. Why? Because my uncle's really rich and all these people are probably just in a circle. But I'm worried. The butler opens the doors to the hall and announces those who have come. I don't immediately understand what he's saying. It's unbelievable. The Williams family, says the butler, and lets in the hall. My family. Amidst all this splendor, they're so pathetic. Poor. My mom cries and wants to hug me. I feel petrified. Take your pick, says my uncle. You're already ready. I hover. A brilliant future, freedom, or a family of poverty. But family I love. Total silence in the hall. I ponder for less than a minute. The choice is obvious. I tear off my bow tie and run to my family. I just adore them. My brothers hang on to me like a branch. My dad hugs me. My mom cries. I kiss her. I say, let's get the hell out of here. I'm homesick. We're heading for the exit. Stop, Uncle says loudly. I have something to tell you all. What do you think Uncle told us? Leave your ideas in the comments. Like this if you're really interested, and I'll tell you what happens next. And yeah, by the way, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell so you don't miss the next story.